and welcome back to another episode of Home Chef Nick Cooking in Conversation. I have some beautiful, sexy, and gorgeous ladies with me today, and I mean sexy too. You know, we won't on camera. I'll be flirting right now. I'm just saying. But ladies, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name is Shauna, and I am pleased to be here to sample some of this great food. I'm a foodie. I love to eat. I love to travel, and I love networking with new people. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And I'm Alicia, and I'm a ditto everything she just said.
Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. So, for today's menu, we have spaghetti, a homemade sauce, and ground turkey. I'm also doing something with quail eggs. So, quail eggs mixed with a little bit of cheese, mixed with a little bit of caviar and crab meat as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I have broiled lobster tails after that.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, so without any further ado, we're going ahead and get started. We're going to start making the sauce for the spaghetti first. So, ladies, what was our first question for the day we were going to start tackling?
We're going to go with the big one first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the question is, how do you date someone who's on social media, and how much access to social media do they have?
I need an adult. So it depends. Actually, I'm kind of biased. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, I threw a whole bunch of spices into the pie. So I ground up parsley, cilantro, oregano, thyme, and basil, all fresh.
It smells so good too.
I'm sorry, Sean. Go right ahead.
Well, you were saying you were a little biased.
I am a little bit biased. I'm not gonna lie, because I've dated people where they stalked my page, and I dated people where they didn't stalk my page, and it was like no matter what I posted, at the end of the day they knew where I was at. It's like I'm with you, or we're on the phone, or we go on video chat later. So it was like you post whatever. Let's be adults about this. And the flip side, somebody was stalking my page and was like, you did this, you were like on her page, you were doing this, you put a heart on. I was like, really? We really going through all this? Why'd you do all this? That's too much drama at the end of the day.
That's true. Yeah. So I kind of feel like, it's okay, be free to like other people's page or comments, their posts, heart it, and if it really hits your spirit, go ahead and heart it. I think you have to act accordingly, act with respect, because whatever you say or do, that person's gonna see. So if you go on someone's page who's in a group, because we're all in a group, right? So if you go onto their private page, or even in the group, if they post a photo, and maybe it's an attractive photo, they look nice or whatever, they look good. How far do you take that? What's too much, for that person that you may be dating? I think you have to consider those things.
But do you have to give them access? So that was my thing. With first dating, it's like I don't even want to be your friend on social media, because you can start to assume things too early, or be like, oh, is he really into me, or he's liking this person's page, so we're not even going to be friends on social media. Because if you have a private page, you don't necessarily see what I'm posting anyway. Unless I'm updating a profile picture or something like that. That's the only thing you're going to have access to.
So let's see. I know someone who was married, and take this with a grain of salt, because it's not all married couples do this. But he had to shut down his Facebook page numerous times because the wife kept going on his page, looking and looking and looking. You did this. You did this. That's your husband. He comes home to you at the end of the day.
But if it's inappropriate behavior, we don't know the story or what it was. So that's why I'm like, maybe people shouldn't just be friends on Facebook.
Well, what was he doing that had to be called out like that? And was he hiding from her his day to day? I mean, was it something?
Because at the end of the day, she had access to his email, had access to his phone, had access to his Facebook page. So you got complete access to your husband.
But see, you also have to be careful with the company you keep. So if it was females on his page maybe making inappropriate comments, you know, do you just unfriend that person, or it's like, well, this is my friend, that's just how they are, you got to deal with it?
Well, that's what I was saying with comments. How far do you let it go? As a husband, a wife, or a girlfriend, a boyfriend, you are in a committed relationship with that person. What is permitted, you know, what's permissible, and what's a little bit borderline too much, you know? So the flirting, to me, it seems like if you're gawking over somebody, and you know, and we're together, and that person even knows we're together, that's a little questionable. I may have to raise an eyebrow to that. Like, why are you giving that person so much attention? But if you just say nice or heart, I mean, that's not as big of a deal as the comments. Like, what kind of response, what kind of interaction are you having with that person?
You have to know the type of person you're dealing with. If you're dealing with the person that's insecure, the jealous type, then you already know, maybe be safe if I'm not even on social media.
That's true. Hence the unfriend.
Yeah.
However, if you're in a group, you're not, I mean, you can see what that person posts unless you block them, I think. I don't know what I think you'd have to block them to not see, or for them not to see what you post.
But you're not going to block your wife or your husband.
Why not?
But they won't know.
If you don't know how to act on social media, I'm going to block you. And I'm going to tell you why.
You know what? I think you block your wife or your husband, that's setting up another argument.
Hey, I'm trying to save an argument. So I don't know.
I think it leads to another argument. Because to me, guy point of view, and actually no, my point of view, not all men, because it's not another guy here to defend or
back you up.
Exactly. So I'm going to say my point of view.
2-1 right now.
It is 2-1 right now. So I'm watching. I'm on tightrope. So my whole thing is, if it's, I'm not stalking your page, but if I get blocked, you know, and we're in a relationship or we're married, right? And I'm like, but why would you block me? What the hell are you hiding?
That's the question.
You know, and I didn't do anything to deserve that, and I didn't question you doing anything because I wasn't stalking your page, but you felt you needed to block me or restrict me from your page. Okay.
Well, that's a whole other conversation, though. But if I know you, if somebody's like my picture and you going into their DM saying like, why are you sending my wife this, or why are you sending my girlfriend this, and I know you've been doing inappropriate behavior or making inappropriate comments, then we're gonna have the conversation. This is why I'm blocking you. But if you haven't done anything and I'm just, I guess it smells good, huh?
Well, I know from the herbs.
I'm just saying, you know, like just, you know.
Yeah, take it all in.
But I'm just saying the conversation's gonna be had if it's been an inappropriate conversation. Now, if everything's been good and all of a sudden you just blocking me, then I'm be like, third eye is gonna be open.
Yeah,
like,
with no reason.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Cumin. Oh yes.
Well, after I finish editing this stuff, I will show everybody what I just did.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing it in a silo. I'm gonna show everybody. But I'll show everybody as soon as I
get it all in there.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Well, yeah, you have to know who you're dealing with. If you know, like if you're just dating and you know you're dealing with somebody who's a ladies' man or something, then you may question like, what, you know, why are they always, you know, I would question, why are they always liking their page or liking their posts or liking their pictures? Because you know these groups always say post a selfie when you were, you know, wearing this, and post a selfie at work, you know. So it's like, okay, you constantly liking this person, or you just it opens your eye to it, and you know, hey, I'm not gonna deny that it hasn't crossed my mind with someone maybe I was dating who was a little bit out there, or maybe it wasn't a committed relationship, we were just dating. So because you know that you're in a pool of people, you know, you're dating, you're multiple dating, so you know, you always got that question, like, do they, you know, get your attention more than I do? You know, you wonder.
Ooh. More than.
Yeah. So I think everything is case by case. Every situation is different, and like you said, you have to know the person that you're dealing with.
That's true.
To kind of make that decision. Me personally, you know, dating, I'm just like, I don't even know if you're gonna be around in 2 months. So I mean, to keep it real, so it's like I'm not even gonna waste my time adding you as a friend. Yeah, you have to make it through a probationary period before you get added.
So how many months are there?
It's a 3-month rule.
It's a 3-month rule.
90 days, whatever, just like a probationary period.
Yeah,
so 3 months.
Exactly.
So
the government is a year, so you probably on probation for a whole year.
No, and it's not to say that you can't move the way you normally move or move the way you naturally want to move with that person. But always after 90 days,
you get to see how people really act.
Yes.
You know, you get to see them.
The representative.
Right, it's not the representative.
That's usually over by that
Yeah.
point. So you get to see, oh, this person really a jealous type, or this person how they move, before you can say, okay, I think it's okay to edge.
You know what? Some people have gotten married to representatives. I'm just saying. You know, you always hear people. How to say? You know, you hear the story, right? Well, I met my husband and we got married in 2 months. That was a representative in there.
Right. Because you didn't even know that person.
Yeah, I need to get to see you in all 4 seasons. I need to see your mannerisms. I need to see what happens when you get upset. I need to see you in different situations. 2 months is not going to give me that.
I need to see you at your worst.
Right.
So I can decide if I want to stick around.
Absolutely.
Because it take a lot for me to stick around.
Yeah, that probationary period is short.
I'm just saying.
You know?
Is it worth it?
Right.
Like Miss Elliott, is it worth it? No, she said let me work it. Okay, never mind.
I got nothing on that one.
Yeah.
It's true. I know you feel the same way.
Especially in this area, it's just tricky.
You
Everybody
think
knows everybody. It's a small area, and it's like before even anything gets started, it's like it might be over because like, oh, this person is like.
Well, that's a good question. Segueing. How do you feel about this being a small area? We're in the DMV. We're in the same social media groups. Finding out that someone dated someone that you used to date, or I'm sorry, not someone you're dating is dating someone you know, a friend of yours, or someone that you hang out with, a buddy, or
associate,
because it's not everybody's friend.
But it's going to happen. It's going to happen because you have to take it from the other point of view was. If I was not in this social group and I didn't know these people were not right, would they still be dating? Probably yes.
If they didn't know.
If you didn't know them and you
right. Yes, you and her would still be dating.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You look at it from that point of view. I mean, it's always. I try my best to be the bigger person and try to look at it from what is the other view, what is the other angle. And before I forget, here are all the seasons that went into the pie.
Okay.
Some onion powder. Less than a tablespoon. Don't put a tablespoon. Mustard seed. Mustard seed is one of those things that gives it a little bit of just flavor. Okay. A little bit of cumin. I didn't put a lot of cumin because cumin is very overpowering, and it would overpower all this right here. I put in a little bit of garlic powder. Now I put in some minced garlic beforehand, so I'm not just now adding the garlic powder. And then I have my favorite seasoning. It's all of complete seasoning. This is my favorite seasoning.
Yeah.
I love this. This is my special seasoning.
Yeah.
It's my baby.
I have complete. I'm like, I ain't no chef, but I got a few of those.
Me too.
And then I put some Italian seasoning in it. I got some crushed red pepper as well. And then I also put in, this was crushed red pepper, oregano and garlic. And I actually finished this right here.
Okay.
So these are all the seasonings that are in the pot right now. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm trying to make this a completely healthy meal, starting with the spaghetti sauce. So with the exception of this, everything else that went into it was organic and natural. Trust me, it was organic.
Thank you for keeping us healthy.
I'm trying to be. Next up. I didn't feel like dicing onions, so I bought the diced onions.
We're not going to judge you because I'm
Boom. There we go.
Doesn't get on your fingers. Well, you're cooking with gloves.
I'm cooking with gloves.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
Professional.
Well, I'm trying to look out for everybody's interest. Etiquette. Also, organic tomato sauce. So that's going to go in here next.
Okay.
Also, organic tomato paste as well. So that's going to go in there shortly to thicken it up. Okay. Right now, I'm backed it down from high to medium high. Then it's going to go down to medium, and it's going to be simmering at that point. That's when we're going to put in the rest of the sauce. Tomato paste and tomato sauce, and it's going to simmer at that point. Okay. And I'm going to start browning the meat now. So we're doing ground turkey. So making this meal healthy. Ladies.
Thank you. I need that in my life.
Okay, let's continue with the conversation.
Where do we stop off at?
Well,
bashing.
no.
Really? Okay.
No.
And you were saying
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. We're not bashing.
I think we were talking about dating, finding out that the person you're dating dated a friend of yours, an associate of yours. You know, it's inevitable that they're going to date a group member. You know, if you're in the social media.
So it's like, you know, it's no right or wrong answer. So it's like, okay, well, if this person dated like this person back in high school or years ago, and like how close are you to this person? Are they just somebody that you know that's affiliated with the group, or is this somebody you really kick it with, hang out with, y'all go to each other's house?
Right.
Like, where do you cut it off and kind of say, oh, okay, I can't touch that? Because if it's one of my girlfriends, if it's somebody you dated, I'm not touching that at all. Now, if it's somebody I just know freely, I'm like, oh, okay. How long ago was it? A year, 2 years? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like a right or wrong answer.
I think that's fair. I mean, I agree. If it's someone that I, you know, hang out with, like my friend, like my sister, you know, someone that has known me for years, you know, that we're close, and if I've been at her wedding, or if I've been
you can tell my secrets. Like,
yeah, you can tell my secrets if I've been at your baby shower. Or whatever. I mean, that's a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say no.
Right.
Okay.
And then some people, I saw this like on Facebook the other day. It was like in a, I don't know, it was like a Facebook post and I had saw. And some people was like, oh, if I've already moved on and I'm in a new relationship, like, why should I care? And I'm like, well, sometimes you just don't break the code. Like, to me, that's just something you don't do. If it's a friend or a family member, you don't go after, not their sloppy seconds, because it might have been years ago and the person's changed, whatever the case is, and be a totally different person than what you dated.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, you know, that one you have to be kind of careful with. But if it's a friend, I'm still not touching. I don't care if it was back in elementary school. Like, I'm not touching it. Like,
I think you have to have a conversation with that person too. If for some reason you did want to pursue this new person, and you know, or you found out, you didn't know. It's not like you knew that they were dating and now you're going to date them, because I think that's foul. But if you, well, from a woman's point of view, I think men think differently. So let's just get your opinion after you finish chewing on what are you eating again?
I'm having pink pineapple, ladies and gentlemen.
Pink pineapple.
And I put some seasoning on top of it.
What seasoning is that? Sorry. It's kind of like spicy. It's like the mixture.
It's a good mix, like the
Yeah.
sweetness and the salty taste.
Yeah.
Touching.
Okay.
I like it.
Mexican.
It was good.
It was good. I can see this at a Mexican resort.
Right.
I actually use that for all of my fruits.
Now you're gonna try to pop that in before you answer the question. He's trying to get us an answer together.
Conveniently.
Right.
Can't blame me, is it working?
We peeped it though.
Okay. Okay, so guys have a code. Alright? So if there was a girl that one of the bros was dating, okay? And I'm also, you know, it's also a frat too, so you know you also have a frat code too. So, but if it was somebody that one of the bros previously dated, and he and I was maybe tight or whatever, right? And I had spent some time with that person, and all of a sudden it was like, ooh, that's a spark there. I'm gonna have to go and talk to my boys, like, hey man, real talk. Hey, do you mind, or do you have any hard feelings with me dating so and so? Even though y'all ain't together no more, I'm coming to man to man, because we need to get this out and over. Because I think there's chemistry, and I want to explore the chemistry, you know. And years ago, one of my boys had stopped dating this girl. I actually approached him and said, hey man, she's single now, you know.
And ready to mingle.
Right.
Exactly. I didn't say it like that, but I was like, hey, you mind if I take her out? I said, because she's single now, you ain't dating her no more. You mind if I take her out? He said, hey dude, go right ahead. He had moved on.
Right.
For him, you know, it was like, okay. But I was respectful, and I went to him first before I even approached her.
I think that's a responsible thing to do.
Well, okay, so in my opinion, especially being older, you know, everybody say, what is the mature things do to be transparent and do all this stuff? But if the person was like, oh yeah, I'm good, I don't like that person no more, you can carry on and do what you want to do. Do you really think in the back of their mind they like, oh, that's messed up, I can't believe they are doing that? Like, I still...
Well, so, to me, if you have that friendship, and I'm going to say if, and some people don't have that kind of friendship, you know, it's like, I'm your friend, but I'll stab you in the back friendship. And other people, you know, it's that friendship where we boys, we girls, you know, ride or die, whatever, right? And my friends that I have had over the years, I want to say that they are my true friends. And, you know, so if something happens, I do approach them and go to them, you know, if something happens. And I'll say, hey, you know, hey, so-and-so, I know y'all not together no more, but do you mind, you know, I want to explore that option too, you know.
Yeah, I just think people might get what the right answer should be.
Instead
But
of
deep
being
down
honest.
inside, they like, I can't believe that they really want to do that.
Well, some people can't get over it, and at the end of the day, was that person really your friend?
And they have to respect the fact that you at least asked. I mean, at least that
Yeah,
shows some
absolutely.
type of respect for them.
Yeah.
The fact that you would even approach them about the idea.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the responsible thing to do, because I'm gonna be a man about it at the end of the day, and I've done that, you know, a few times.
Oh, okay. Now we get into real conversation. Like, okay.
How did that work out?
And how long did you wait though? Like, is it like a certain
wait.
time period? Like,
Yeah, okay, so I did wait a little while. I
What's
waited
a little while? Like 3 months?
I was
No
gonna say 3
probation
months.
period?
Alright, I may have waited a couple months, because I wanted to survey the scene. I was like, okay, is he really done with her? Let me see. Is she looking at anybody? If not, let me see. Right?
As much as people be going back and forth, I don't think like a couple of months is long enough. These days you gotta wait like a year. You know, people still be trying to come back.
Damn that. No, I ain't trying to wait a year. I might miss my chance. Literally.
But I think that would be too soon though for me to date one of my friend's exes.
Well, you've already established you wouldn't do that.
I mean, right, but I'm just saying.
That's you.
And then it depends
But that's you.
on like how
Not me.
that's hard. Okay.
That's why it's good to have a man's point of view.
Right.
We think differently.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Men
very
are from Mars, women are from Venus, and this is true. Absolutely true.
And I think a woman still keeps some type of feeling, even though they may not want them. They don't want to see their girl with him either.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
just
like,
that-
what if it turns out like better for them? And
Yeah.
I'm like, or
That
we're hanging
competition.
out and then she's bringing him around again, and maybe they had a bad breakup or whatever, and it's like, how is that really going to work?
But you can't sabotage somebody else's happiness. Because that may not have been your forever. This person and her, they may be each other's forever, and you're sabotaging their potential forever.
That's the logical
Yeah.
point of view.
That's the right answer,
I'm
but
just-
it's like,
I'm just saying,
Makes sense.
because I've seen
Yeah.
that happen, and I'm from the South, so things are just different in the South. You know,
Where are you from?
North Carolina.
no packing back
You know, I know the country swing comes out.
You want to hear an accent?
Really, really. So, all right, real talk. One of my friends, she approached her girlfriend because it was this dude she was liking. Now, the ex of her homegirl, she didn't talk to him and it's been years. Okay? And, you know, there was some hard feelings there. But she was like, me and him really cool, we kick it, I'm really feeling him, you know, and the other was like, but that's my ex. But that's your ex from a few years ago. That's not your ex from yesterday. That's a few years ago. Time has passed. You moved on, he moved on. He tried to move on with her and so forth. Right? And they're married today.
Oh wow.
So,
What happened to the friendship between your friend and the girlfriend?
well, she's married to somebody else.
Well, no, did it
But with
strain
their
their friendship
friendship.
when she, decided to still
Stay
pursue?
with them.
Initially, it was a little strained.
Yeah.
Initially. Because it was like,
Yeah. Were they at the same events together and here he comes walking in? That
And
type
they
of
look
thing.
so happy
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
would feel a certain way.
I
Yeah.
mean, man or woman, you will feel a certain way. But however, you get in the end state is like they're getting married, and they got married. So it's like they were for each other's forever. You can't be mad at that. You know.
Logically, I get it, and it all makes sense. But I guess it's just a small part of you that feels like, oh, they kind of portrayed me because they're like dating my ex. Even if they come to me, you know, I don't know. It's
okay.
Like I said, it's no right or wrong answer, and I think it depends on like how long did we date? Was it like a little fling? Mm-hmm. Did we go out for like? Did we just date for like? Go on a couple of dates and nothing ever came from it, and it wasn't.
Or were you hanging out at his house and he was
right, or were we together for years? We got a child together, like you know. It to me, it kind of depends on more intimate details. Just not
I mean, I get you, but at the same time too, the end result was they got married.
But that's not ever going to be everybody's story.
No, it's not. It's not. But it's a story of what could be or what could have been.
Well, you just like one of my friends just trying to be messy. One of my boys just trying to be messy. Oh, you've been bragging about this person. Now they're going to be like, okay, she free now. Well, he free. Let me go check it out.
Well, it seems like there was more than just, you know, a fling, or he was trying to pursue her for more reasons than just a temporary fix or whatever.
I mean, they were pursuing each other.
Okay.
And you know, as a woman, she went to her girl and was like, "Hey, I love him. Straight up, I love him. You know, and I want to see."
I think she should have went to her before it got to that point where I love him.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like I'm trying to pursue him.
Did she wait there?
And
how long did she wait to even talk to her?
I can't. I because it was, you know, it's like, you know, we're in the same.
Friction.
In this, no, we're in the same group, or, you know, in a social circle, right? Yeah. And where was I at? Was I deployed overseas? I was somewhere, and I wasn't in the States for a little while. I may have been deployed, and you know.
You came back and was like, "What just happened?"
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So you don't know how long she waited to say something.
Yeah.
It's not like she waited a minute. If they were pursuing each other, and at this point she says,
I love him. That means, okay, you didn't come to me like first. When you was like, okay, he likes me, I like him, and maybe something there that I want to explore. Let me go to her and just like woman to woman. This is
the beginning.
Yeah, this is, you know, I'm going to see where it goes.
In her defense, and I know her, if that doesn't have to be sex, but it to be love. In her defense, it could, you know, in her defense, it was like, you know, they were connecting. Mentally, they were just connected. In the time they spent together, they were just even getting more connected to each other, spending the time together and whatnot. And it was like, she actually thought about it. I actually love this dude.
Yeah, but it's like, if I've like hung out with you once and I'm like, oh, it might be a genuine connection, let me go ahead and talk to my girl real quick before she sees us out or anything gets back to her. I want her to hear from me first.
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, it's smelling so good right now.
It does smell good.
Yeah.
I'm building up an appetite.
All right. So this sauce is I've now backed it down to simmer.
Okay.
Now meat is done, so we'll try the meat a little bit.
Okay.
That's gonna be a little while before that sauce gets done. But we'll move on to everything else. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's good by itself.
Like meat? Okay.
Can't wait when the sausage is in there.
Right.
It's almost like a sausage.
Right.
When you put sausage in
It's like really seasoned.
This was the ground turkey.
It's like Bob Evans.
But you got like, you put sage in here? Is there sage in one of the seasonings?
Not in that.
It's good.
So you got that. What I did put the all-in-one seasoning in there though. The complete seasoning. I put that in there. I put some minced garlic in it. I put some butter in it as well.
Oh yeah, I saw the butter.
I saw the butter.
I was like, I'll try that.
Yeah.
And I put some garlic powder in it too.
Garlic, you have to have garlic and onion, but you don't have onion. You have it in the sauce though.
The sauce. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that the meat was good to go, because the meat needs to stand on its own 2 feet.
Right.
At the end of the day, the sauce is going to be the sauce. You know, so the whole idea is to make a meal where when you finish You're not trying to do like an Al Bundy and put your hand in your pants and try to unzip your pants like, I'm about to bust. No, this is going to be something that you can actually, you're not getting on the coma couch. I'm good.
Yeah.
So by making the sauce from scratch like this, you're making the sauce that's actually light. And the noodles right here are wheat noodles.
Okay.
How close to eating this way?
And the sauce is not gonna have the preservatives in it, like.
No preservatives. So, next up, we're gonna broil some lobster
Let's see, we
tails.
talked about social media,
Mm-hmm.
dating, dating social media. Talked about exes who want to date your
Friends,
family. Right. Did we have another topic that we talked about? Well, I do want to say, when it comes to social media, my question is, why do married men get into your inbox?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
What's the rationale behind that? Being a man, why are you married and you're in my inbox?
I'll take this one.
You gonna have to take this one by yourself.
You're right. All right, so moving this off camera so I can have more room to work with the lobsters. Lobster tails, everybody. And I'm going to clean and sanitize my work area before I get started.
We appreciate that.
We did.
All right, so everybody's okay. So let's start with the part where men cheat, right? Men cheat only for two reasons.
But it's not even cheating. I'm
No,
just talking about
no.
inbox.
But I'm going to
Okay,
get to that part.
okay.
I'm starting with the men cheating part.
Okay.
Men cheat for two reasons. One, what you're not getting at home, or two, you just greedy as hell.
That makes sense.
Okay, because most men, I say most men, because I grew up in the South, and I can only go off what I've seen in the South, right? I've only been in this area for maybe 10 years, but that's not long enough because I had a whole lifetime that I grew up in North Carolina in the South. In the South, most men will cheat for two reasons. Greedy or what they don't get at home. You remember that movie with Chris Rock? I Think I Love My Wife? This man couldn't even get sex with his wife. Remember that was see a therapist and she wrote down her notepad? They're crazy. Remember that? Okay. So when you get to a marriage that turns like that, of course, he's gonna start looking at other things. Because he's not one, yes, he's a family man. Yes, he's taking care of his kids. He's trying to love his wife. But number four, he ain't getting no attention, he ain't getting no affection, and he ain't getting no sex. Okay, now you have a recipe of creating a situation of a man to cheat or do something else, right? Yeah, extramarital, something extramarital, right? And it could be something whereas he could start confiding in somebody else, having a conversation. When conversation should be at home with your wife, but now you're having those conversations with somebody else, because now you can confide in that person, and you feel another sense of exhale moment before I got to a dude. We want to talk about our day too, and you go home, you can't talk about your day, you can't talk about anything because it's always this going on. Remember in the movie Chris Rock?
Right.
He could never do any of that with his wife, right? That's still reality. So moving to why is a married dude in your DM? Well, maybe one of those things is happening. Maybe. Or two, he could be greedy.
Yeah.
And if he's just greedy, then you got to figure that part out. Is it one or two?
He wants to stay in either two.
Exactly. And that's not always number two. It could be number one.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm a single dude. I don't give married dudes advice because I always tell people if they ask me something, I said, dude, I'm single. I don't give good advice.
Yeah.
Because a single dude can never give a married guy advice. Never.
Right. You don't live that life.
Oh.
Same thing with a woman though.
Yeah.
A married woman, a single woman giving a married woman advice.
Right.
I just learned over the years, Matter of fact, one of my buddies, his well now it's his wife actually. His girlfriend would not allow him to go out with me.
Because you were single.
not just that. It was that and another reason.
What? Do tell.
So my frat, there was a frat brother I had.
Yeah.
And yes, CJ, I'm calling you out on camera, bro.
At least it's on the government name.
Yeah.
But CJ's married now, and he's happily married. I can say that now. He's happily married, and he is with the woman that he's supposed to be with for his forever.
Okay.
Okay, but and his wife knows what he was like when he was younger. Okay, so in his younger years, he was
He was rolling.
So he and I have a connection. We call ourselves the Johnson Boys. My alter ego is Nick Johnson. His is Slim Johnson.
Oh gosh.
So when we say the Johnson Boys are here, it's now we in our personas, because now we're gonna I'm not that person today. I'm this person right now.
Oh, okay.
And anything goes at this particular moment in time.
Oh wow.
Okay. So because we were the Johnson Boys, anything goes. My boy Howard was not allowed to hang out with me, even though CJ was around, because I was associated with him. His girl was like, no, you're not allowed to go out with him.
He was guilty by association.
Guilty? What? Convicted in her eyes. But after a while, she was like, oh, Nick's a good guy, this, and this. Okay, Howard, you can go hang with him tonight, because she's Burmese.
Okay.
So she had an accent. Like, okay, Howard, you can go with him now.
Right, you prove yourself to her.
He did prove himself to her. He did.
Yeah.
And it was just, he had that period where it was that trust had to be built. And when she already knew the social circle he was in, and she knew each of the dudes in that circle, and which dude was like, you're not allowed to be with him alone. You can be with him, but you can't be with him when he with him.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Restrictions.
Right, you got rules to this.
Right. Did he abide to that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To my credit, and to his credit, he kind of had to a little bit.
Okay.
Only because in my younger years, yeah, if you had a girlfriend or a husband or whatever, it wasn't a good idea to hang out with me. It wasn't a good idea.
But you can admit this.
I am overly admitting it because everybody has a past.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody has done
We were
stuff.
all young. Yeah.
And my thing is, not everybody is going to be that choir boy. Not everybody is going to be that choir girl or that preacher's daughter. Not everybody's going to be like that, and you have to take it with a grain of salt. Everybody has a past. And everybody has done stuff,
Right.
good or bad,
Right.
and I've done plenty. Like my brother came to me because my frat brother came down, and my middle brother, he come up. And my frat brother was telling him stuff we did in college. He was like, Nick, you ain't telling me about this. I was like, tell you about what? I didn't know he was having a conversation.
Right.
And it was like, I like, dude, you told him? Shit, that was in college. Why not? That was like, dude, really? No, that's us.
Yeah, everything is for everybody.
And it's frat, right? Your frat code.
But he was like, Nick, you ain't tell me this? Because my brothers and I been tight.
Right.
And my frat brother, he's like my brother too. So I've known each other since 1997. That's a long time.
Right. Right.
Even his mom calls, says, your brother. His own mom says that.
Right.
So what do you do? That's like your family, right?
Right, that's true.
When the person's mother is referring to you as that.
Right.
So, in my social story.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in Foodie Land, I am getting the lobster tails prepped. Now, the way you prep lobster tails is you take your shears. And right, I'm gonna get closer to the camera so you can see. At the tip right here, you go straight down the middle with the shears. And then afterwards, you cut down the middle, you actually break apart the shell, and then you reach inside and you pull the meat from the shell, and you pull it up, and then you close the shell back and put the meat on top.
Almost like a butter fry.
Oh, because it's red pepper in the sauce too.
Yeah, it's okay. Time out.
As you see, look, it ain't even that much in there.
He gonna have me at the table sweat like a pig.
Red pepper's good for your metabolism.
It is. It's really good for your metabolism.
Alright, time to be healthy.
Girl, look, you are having a healthy meal tonight.
I
Nothing is processed, literally. All right, you're gonna go back over it
And when the butter coming on there?
when it comes out of the
Oh,
oven.
come on, okay.
But I got more.
But wait, there's more. Extra virgin EVO.
Yes, extra virgin.
Oh, oh. I'll be soaking.
Well, you want to be happy, and this is gonna be nice and happy right here. Look at that.
This is not gonna be dry.
Oh,
It's gonna
hell
make
no.
it, yeah, and it cooks faster.
We're gonna talk about you later.
See, they picking on me. They picking on me, Mama. They picking on me.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Mama.
Hey, my mama watched this show now.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see the Lobster Tails because they're about to go and be broiled. So here we go.
Looks good. Let's try.
There you go, Sean. And there you go.
Thank you.
You don't even need the meat here.
Right.
This is so.
Like everything you eat by itself.
Yeah.
Like the turkey meat. I was like, okay, just eat this right now. It's right. It's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the camera. Burn
Yeah,
my face
it's getting
off.
spicy now.
Oh my gosh.
You need some sugar
Oh,
to calm it down. Sorry.
you know what? I meant to put sugar in it because I
You
always
need some
put
sugar.
I always put brown sugar in it.
With the acid.
People ask me, why you put regular sugar? No, brown sugar. The reason why brown sugar is healthy.
Healthier.
Well, healthier.
So you're one of those chefs that just measure by eye?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if I need to tell the audience like I usually do after the fact, I'll do it after the fact. It's like, okay, that's two tablespoons.
Okay. If you say so.
No, seriously, that's 2 tablespoons.
Too hearty tablespoons.
Right.
Really? We going there?
Well, that's what they say with the cook shows.
Okay. We'll put this on.
Oh wow! Look at the lines on the lobster. Look at the rich brown. Oh,
These are broiled lobster tails.
Looks good.
And they are done. Now so put some butter on it.
Red. Okay.
Okay, so here is trying to get all the meat out of the tail.
oh wow! I need a photograph. You don't have no photograph for this. You don't want photograph for your food?
No, please take photos right now if you want to.
Yeah.
Of all the do the business work there, you can do the
presentation. Or do you want to wait until everything's done?
I want to get a close up of this meat.
They can take it now actually.
Put that
You
iPhone
know,
13
you know, I like food porn. Yay!
Alright,
So y'all ready?
Yes.
My employees will sometimes use whips and even the trapeze to entertain you. Yes, they are paid to turn tricks for money, but watching them do it, thank you, with animals, with who will really leave a smile on your face. You need me to read it again?
My employees will do what?
My employees will sometimes use whips and even a trapeze to entertain you. Yes, they are paid to turn tricks for money, but watching them do it with animals will really leave a smile on your face.
Juggle? A juggler?
I mean, you're in the
Circus or something, circus.
Ringmaster? Juggler?
circus. It was circus.
Oh, circus.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
Now that is a broiled lobster.
You can just stop right there.
What? What do you mean?
The lobster.
What about it?
Cooked to perfection. Seasoned, not over seasoned.
Like,
I mean, I can still taste the meat,
yep.
the salt from the lobster tail. It's not, the seasoning is not overpowering,
See.
and it's not overcooked.
Right. So, quail eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Caviar.
my bad.
Caviar.
And I was the one to ask first,
Yes.
right?
You get one of each.
Okay, good.
I need another spoon. Alright. Now, that takes care of that one.
Caviar is expensive, isn't it?
It can be.
You got this one? I mean, what do you
Look
think?
up, you know what I'm saying?
Wegmans. It's called
I'm
Wegmans.
about to say
Okay.
Restaurant Depot, like, what we doing?
I go to Restaurant Depot too. Okay. There we go.
Nice. I can take one.
Yes, you can. Show.
Yes. Okay, which one are you doing first?
This one.
The salmon.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
This is the test, y'all.
This is it.
Y'all pray for us. Ooh.
I could eat that as a meal. Oh my God.
I thought it was gonna be salty.
The salmon is salty, but I like it.
Yeah, but it's not overbearing.
It's the expected
Right.
salty.
all right.
Delicious.
Let's do number two. Number two
It's not
first.
that by itself. The egg is delicious though.
Right. Right, Quail.
Okay, well. It's my first time having caviar.
Mm-hmm. We fancy now.
You fancy, huh? You fancy, huh?
The caviar, that one, I don't know what it's supposed to
You
taste
can't really
like.
taste
can't
it.
taste it, but that other one, the salmon,
You can taste it.
it like the juice just explodes in your mouth.
Can we get a napkin, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm telling her, like, we gonna get quail eggs. She's like, what eggs? What Mommy, you told me
We have more
regular eggs.
We have more stuffing than we do eggs, so I think we'll be just eating that by itself too. With just a little bit of sprinkle of caviar on top. It's delicious.
Okay. So,
That's delicious.
so the quail eggs with the caviar and the crab meat.
Yes.
Hit.
Yes,
Yes, it was.
that was delicious.
But
Did you
I
start
like caviar now, so thank you.
we've advanced.
What would we do without you?
Exactly. This
Yeah.
opportunity is
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm trying to elevate everybody.
Yeah. Get in here if you can.
Yeah.
Book. Okay. Book for the next one.
Okay, so now we're to move to the dining room.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this now concludes our tasting portion of the show. We're gonna move to the dining room, and we're gonna end the show in the dining room. So, right back after these messages.
From our sponsors.
Taste everything together.
So,
Delicious. How long have you been cooking?
cooking, or cooking like chef style?
Chef style, professional.
Only for the last few years.
Okay. But been cooking since childhood?
Uh-uh.
No?
Uh-uh.
You started late?
Mm-hmm.
Adult life? Young adult life?
Yeah. I used to be a teacher once upon a time.
Really?
Yeah, I was a high school special ed teacher.
Okay.
And I didn't have much money because teachers don't make the money. Oh, that right there is the bomb.
Yeah, it is. Oh, you're just not tasting it?
Well, the party was for you to taste it.
Right, but it's delicious. No lie. Never thought about
Quail egg.
quail egg or even crab meat. The mix that you made was delicious.
The reason I thought about it, I was grocery shopping with Meredith. She came over and she asked me, what happened? Cause we talk about food a lot. And I said I need to go grocery shopping. She said I'll go with you. And so while we were grocery shopping and whatnot, we was at the international market, and I saw the quail eggs. I was like, she was like, boy, you know what you can do with quail eggs? You can do a lot. I was like, because she had it in her cart. She had a cart, I had a cart. And I was like, fuck it. Excuse me.
Censored.
But I was like, you know, she had it in her cart. I went back. We were already in line at checkout. I left checkout to go get me some quail eggs.
She got you thinking now, like,
She did. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell could I do with quail eggs? You know, I'm thinking to myself, the possibilities.
right.
You know, what can I do with it?
But that same recipe you can do with the regular egg too.
But I think it's fancier just with a quail egg. It's just fancier.
It's more petite.
Yeah,
and it's
it
not,
is.
you know, as much,
It's just making sure the egg doesn't break when I make it. Because it's so tiny, you can't, you know.
Oh, it's easy to mess up. It's real easy to mess up.
Or overcooked.
Yes. So what I did was when I did the quail eggs, I boiled the water first. I didn't put the quail eggs in it. I boiled it to make sure the water was nice and hot and boiling. And then after it was boiling, then I took a spoon and I actually spooned in individually the eggs into the boiling water. Because I didn't know, well, I did not want it to overcook. Because you know, usually when you boil eggs, you know, you put the eggs in first, right? I was like, nah, it's drastically reduced. So I should not have to do the same thing as a regular egg. And I didn't.
Right. It's not that much to cook.
Really wasn't. And I think out of all the eggs, there's only one egg that actually burst open. That was it. But all the other eggs were fine.
Do they come in a dozen?
No, it was like a pack of 18.
Are they pricey?
No, not really. You'd be surprised. A lot of stuff you get at the international market is not pricey. Now, Wegmans, that's a different story.
Oh, yeah.
But international market, nah, it was not that pricey. I mean, harm, but the lobster's good.
And I'm like trying to figure out how to dig in here.
I put my fork down. I'm done. Got my hands dirty.
I'm trying to be a lady.
Yeah. You know what I didn't realize? My mom and dad are actually out watching the show.
Watching the show.
Yeah.
Live?
No, when I post the shows on YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
mom and dad watch the shows. And they gave me some critiques, actually.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
well, good.
So I was like, wow. I mean, that was
So
actually...
you probably saw improvement even from your first.
I mean, you're a male too, so.
Well, he had the door wide open. And
Right, he did. When I
few
pulled up,
minutes
he had the
ago.
door open. I was like, I probably literally couldn't like go knock on the door. He was like, hey, come in.
Right.
I was like, I try to respect people's time. If you said 7,
Yeah.
I might come like 5 minutes before, but I'm not gonna like just like, hey, I'm here.
Oh, so we can do a toast.
Okay.
Oh, so we're going to do toast.
With the bottle in the middle.
Yeah, right.
That works too. So, good food and good friendships.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Right. To those at home, don't take any wooden nickels.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's how we go end the toast.
That's how we're going
That's
in.
what grandma say.
Right.
I'm from the country, so you know, don't take it.